Hello, welcome. It is 7 a.m. on Thursday, October the 22nd. I woke up at around 6:30 a.m. and headed straight to work. Combed my hair and I'm going to go straight to work. After work, I'm going to make two videos. I'm going to make the state I made it two documents. I've got my political updates. So every time I log into the document, I title the date and what's going on in the political scene. And I got now created a gaming document. So the state of gaming. I got like the traditional 5 to 10 years ago, 15 to 20 years ago, and then I'm going to update as the future rolls along 2025, 2026, and how gaming scene changes. So politics, gaming, I'm going to make two separate videos. After that, we're going to go through the document together. So I've spent half an hour outlining the topics I want to talk about. We're going to research it together and we're going to craft this document together. And then I'm going to make these two, one on gaming, one on politics videos. Then I'm going to order some Starbucks and watch some sports or just relax a bit and eat my Starbucks. That being the case, said, the other folders I got are Disney, where I've got my movies, classified contracts. Yeah, so I got my Disney movies, and then I got my Mlad Labs, my company, everything we do, from science to innovation to domestic goods to gaming, and I got here sports and our vision and everything we've done at Mlad Labs. So I got that. Science. I got whole bunch of science. I was just researching some science. I was watching science videos. What was I watching? I was definitely learning some science on the YouTube, but I didn't write it down. Oh, I was like watching software engineers and I don't know, some sort of science, and I didn't make any science documents. Maybe I'll make some in the future. And then I got my literature. So my literature, um, my books and stuff like that. And I make videos updating. I make sure I get it all on paper first because the document is king. You gotta have everything written down because you just get a glance of it, you read through it, and you understand what happened. You date it, title it, organize it, file it, and you understand what's going on. You got videos if you want a little slower paced explanation. And then you got social media. Yeah. So let's go over gaming and then we'll make a politics video and then I'll get Starbucks. So, what I got was for 5 to 10 years ago, gaming, that was the golden age of gaming. We had the um, um, we had the I don't know. I didn't have them. I skipped out on them. So the consoles, but why I say it's the golden era is because you had quality mixed with a balance of affordability. So from the Counter-Strike scene to the Call of Duty and the Warcrafts and the Dotas, the League of Legends, the strategy games, the multiplayer games, the single player games, you had all this quality where the budget was in the millions, tens of millions, but not in the hundreds of millions or the billions. And so you were able to produce quality while keeping the prices low because you didn't need to make that much of a big profit to get a return on your investment. So things were affordable, you had quality, and you had physical copies as well as split screen multiplayer. So friends would still get together on single consoles and play games together on single consoles. That was 5 to 10 years ago. You also didn't need super hardcore equipment like the computers. Most of them could have ran the games on good quality. The consoles were not that what do you call it? All this large files, like games weren't 100 gigabytes. It didn't take 20 minutes to download and install a game. You actually had a physical copy of the game. So why I say 5 to 10 years ago was the golden age of gaming. Because that's when we saw all this boost into the quality with the affordability still staying low. Now, today, we got quality and we've pumped everything up on steroids, which means now budgets are in the hundreds of millions of dollars. They're expecting to make billions of dollars in sales. And like the prices are crazy. Thousands of dollars for consoles, hundreds of dollars for games, accessories left and right. No more multiplayer on the same console. It's all about you in your home facing somebody else on their console from their home. Even if you're friends, you go to single homes and you log on. The settings within each game, there's a plethora of settings for everything and anything. There's a setting for it and a menu for it. And even to say that now they've increased prices. So now it's an investment. You purchase it when it comes out, and in 5-10 years, the price goes up double, and you have an investment that you made on your $1,000 console. What else can we say? Like everything is digital, so you don't even own the games anymore. In fact, they're selling you systems without game drives. I understand for music, there's no more CDs, but for video games, there's no more CDs. First of all, you're not going to own 1,000 video games like you're going to own 1,000 CDs, because games are already $100 a pop. So you can definitely own CDs. But they're selling it without CDs. You got digital copies. Now your games are stored on a cloud onto your account. So if you lose your console, you still have your games. You just gotta download them again. But they always require an internet connection, which is strange, to update the save data and the progress. Now, I don't play a lot of games with microtransactions, and if I do, I don't use the microtransactions. But apparently, microtransactions are not micro at all, because they are generating hundreds of billions of dollars in profit from microtransactions, skins, upgrades, coins, buying coins. You literally got to, now it's coins is money. Coins is money. Money is money. You want to have coins in the game. You don't win the coins from playing the game. You win the coins from buying the coins. So you're literally buying coins in the fucking game now with money, with real money. You're buying coins to spend in the game. gold, coins, jewels, tokens, diamonds. You're buying it with real money to spend in the game, and this is turning over hundreds of billions in profit for the companies, and obviously an addiction method. So that's the video game industry today. Now, are the games quality? Well, they're incorporating a lot of DEI stuff, inclusion, which means even games like Call of Duty, you're gonna play what's it called, amorphic, asexual characters that neither look like a girl, girls that don't look like women, with girls with male qualities and males with female qualities. You're playing just one random it. You're playing an it. You're not playing a guy. You're not playing a girl. They're definitely not hot. They're both ugly. And you're playing an it. So and all the games are like that nowadays. I don't know how that happened. Just exploded like that. What are they gatekeeping? I mean, even the government is not forcing them to do this. It's their own doing. Their own fucking decisions are making them do this. The government's not forcing them. The consumer is not forcing them. Who the fuck is forcing every single game to make a bunch of it characters? Ugly it characters in a fucking video game. It's gatekeeping. They decided they're going to be inclusive and virtue signal that they are some sort of progressive political party making games. Because every game is like that. Now you got single story games. Now single story games are quality from what I've seen on Twitch streaming. So I see on YouTube and clips. I don't buy the games myself, but I see other people playing the game, and the graphics are good, the combat is good, the story is good. It's all good. Problem is, it's still a 20-hour campaign. It's still a 20-hour story, just a standard single-player game. But it costs $100, 100 American dollars to buy a single-story game. And you don't just play one, you could probably play 10 of them in a year. So you're buying $1,000 worth of American dollars of single-story games that you're going to beat in a week or two, or maybe a month, and then you're done with it, and then you're going to buy that every single year. So it's quality, but it's so expensive. So this was what I wanted to start the video with for games in today's time and age. It all comes down to price. And when things come down to price, that means it is all about capitalism. So games have become capitalisms. Games are no longer creativity. The gaming industry, including the consoles, including the companies, including the sponsors, everything to do with the gaming industry has become solely about greed and price, and is no longer about gaming. So we are not in a golden age of gaming anymore. We have transitioned to capitalism, which means that I'm stealing from another YouTuber, but I shared his video as well, that we are starting to see cracks in the foundation with the prices going up, it's all about price, with this diversity stuff going on, gatekeeping, and with this shit going on. Those are cracks, and means it's going to collapse. Those are cracks in the foundation, which means this is from quoting his exact same words. It's going to turn into a niche market. Gaming once was a niche market. Then 5-10 years ago, we had the golden age where we had tournaments. We had selling out stadiums and arenas to host tournaments for esports, and we got teams and players. But that was the golden age. Before that, it was niche to be a gamer. It's the price alone. Consoles, Nintendo, PlayStation, Sony, Xbox, Microsoft increasing their prices when they are already, stealing his words yet again, they are already making record profits and they're increasing prices. That's just a mind fuck. But it all comes down to price. And because it's all coming down to price, it is consumed within the realm of capitalism, no longer about the video game experience. Where can we see this evidence take place? We are going to see a massive, I believe, the catalyst for the gaming industry is going to come a reckoning, impending doom, when Grand Theft Auto 6 releases. No matter how good the game is, no matter how immersive the game is, it's still a single player game, which means you're going to beat it in a week or a month. And with it is going to come the flood of billion-dollar budgets, multi-billion-dollar profits for just sales of the initial game, prices for the game being in the hundreds of American dollars. It is not a game anymore. Even elements of the game will not feel gamey. I tell you this right now. You can take my word. Elements of the game will not feel gamey enough. They will be driven by flashiness and whatever capitalism wants, whatever greediness they wanted to instill. It will not be a gamey game. It will not be a gamey game. It will not have mechanics. It will not have interesting concepts. It will be an event. It will be a fucking event. It will be the Antichrist. It will be the awakening, reckoning. Grand Theft Auto 6, 20 years in the making, 15 years in the making. I don't fucking know. And that's going to be the final tipping stone that's going to turn the gamer market upside down. That's going to turn the gamer market upside down. You can take my word for it. You can quote me. It's going to be a change. Consoles are going to be in the thousands of dollars. The next gen console is going to be in the thousands of dollars. The controllers are going to be $200-$300. The games are going to be $200-$300. Microtransactions, downloadable content, expansion packs, revenue. They don't even need to add subscriptions, but you're going to also see subscription bundles. So, now, 15 to 20 years ago, and here's if you don't believe me what I'm saying, consider this. I said 5 to 10 years ago was the golden age where you had a balance of affordability and quality. And I said today everything's about price and capitalism. But what was it 15 to 20 years ago? What was it in the very early beginning? Not early beginning, but 15 to 20 years ago, what was it? And dating back to the beginning as well, as soon as technology caught up to our programming capabilities. If you don't believe what I'm saying about it's not gamey enough, this is my stance. 15 to 20 years ago was when we had the ultimate genius level of thinking and creativity. Why do I say that? We invented first-person shooter, racing, simulation, strategy, story, multiplayer, single player, co-op. And not only did we invent these concepts, but the actual games we invented 15 to 20 years ago are still fucking being used and being made expansions. Call of Duty, Battlefield, Final Fantasy, Oblivion, Elden Ring, Battlefield, Dota, Counter-Strike, League of Legends, Warcraft. Every single game, with the exception of a very few, have all been designed 15 to 20 or more years ago. That's when we had creativity. Dogfighting airplane games, Star Wars games. We had these 15 to 20 years ago or more. That's when we had the creativity. That's when creativity was inventing first-person shooters and monster games and strategy games and Halo. Halo is still today. So, we are not inventing anything fucking new. Nobody is sitting in a room thinking of concepts and designs. They're taking prepackaged shit with prepackaged game engines and fucking going on an algorithm of steroids to produce a $1 billion budget game to make this immersive fucking real world experience, and just to make all this content. Content is not creativity. Content is not creativity. There is creativity, uniqueness, originality, design, that you can create something genuine. And then you can throw $1 billion into something else to make a heavy content fucking spectacle. And that's what we're seeing. We're seeing gatekeepers with DEI, inclusiveness, it characters, and $1 billion games. Nothing new. And prices and capitalism increasing. So I believe the consumer is going to lose interest in this shit. The consumer is going to lose interest in this shit. You just don't do it like that. You don't do it like that. Kika. I mean, with $1 billion budget, games are going to be attractive for a little while. It's not going to last. That's why it's going to become niche again. It's going to become niche, but because not everyone can afford it. And the only thing holding the community of gamers together is the multiplayer scene. Counter-Strike, League of Legends, Dota, Fortnite, Call of Duty, the 30-year-old games that are the 30-year-old games, 30-year-old games that are holding in a multiplayer stadium, arena, tournaments, professional teams, professional players. That's holding the gaming industry together. GTA 6 is not holding the gaming industry together. Single player games that cost hundreds of dollars that you beat within a week or two, and you got to buy 100 of them over 10 years. It's just going to become niche because it's expensive. We've already seen the trend. When I was 10, 15, 20 years ago, everybody was hooked on multiplayer. Nobody wanted to play single player. Everybody wanted to play multiplayer. Nowadays, everybody wants to play single player. But not everybody can afford to play every single player game. So that's why it's going to become more niche. It's going to become more niche because the rise of single player again, and all the different games with the price. And now, if there was no price in capitalism, it would be a wonderful thing. Mixed in with some creativity and genius, originality, uniqueness, stories, human story writing, creativeness. That would be a wonderful thing. But these single player games are rising with capitalism, greed, and prices and profits. So you're going to get whatever capitalism wants and not what the consumer wants. And when you don't get what the consumer wants, it becomes more niche. It becomes more niche. You're going to lose the industry. You're going to lose the industry. Because not everyone can afford it. Not everyone can afford it. People have options. And they're going to go through different venues of entertainment. I mean, Netflix didn't do this. Netflix, they build quality. They build content and quality and multiple options. And a lot of competition. So they are forced to be innovative. But the gaming industry, there's no competition. What is there? Sony, Xbox, and they have the same games, and Nintendo. There's no competition there. They all raise their prices. How can all three raise their prices? That's not competition. That's not capitalism. That's anarchy. That's anarchy. You have a free market industry and the entire industry raises its prices. Xbox, Nintendo, and Sony PlayStation all raise their prices. Where the fuck is the competition? It's not food. It's not like the farmers raise their prices or oil imports raise their prices on gasoline. All three video game consoles raise their prices. That's not competitive capitalism. There's no choices. So you're gonna lose customers. Because it's turned into capitalism. Now, what I would do if I was them, I would take all this profit and put it into development. No fucking millions of accessories, no advertising campaigns, no billions of dollar budget games, no exclusive titles. I would take all this money and give it to the developers. And say, make original content. If you take all this capitalism money and throw it into the development, then you're going to get something quality that people will want to pay for. But if you just got a couple of GTA 6 $1 billion budget games mixed with advertising, mixed with accessories, mixed with your image and shit like that, mixed with profit hoarding and paying the shareholders and the dividends, and you're not focused on the game development and the developers and the programmers and the storytellers and the actors, the industry is going to fail. So I'll add that as a closing point. All three video game companies have raised their prices going against the free market capitalism rules, and now price, greed, profits, and capitalism have taken over the gaming industry with single-player titles with billion-dollar budgets and all games increasing in price. All three video game companies have raised their prices, going against the free market capitalism rules, and now price, greed, profits, and capitalism have taken over the gaming industry with single-player titles with billion-dollar budgets and all games increasing in price. Now, Grand Theft Auto is just one game, but maybe you can afford to buy that if it's not too much. But if it's too much money, people are not going to keep buying these games. People are not going to can't afford to play them all. Especially if it's not designed with quality. People are expecting GTA 6 to be designed with quality. As if 15 years in the making and $1 billion budget is automatically going to assume creativity and quality. But if it's just a fucking 3D guy being three-dimensional, I don't even know if the money's worth it. So I don't like that capitalism is starting to take over gaming when gaming is it's like, imagine capitalism taking over the books industry. Imagine your favorite authors, Dan Brown, George R.R. Martin, Tolkien, Tolstoy, J.K. Rowling, Sarah J. Maas, Stephen King. Imagine them just deciding we're gonna increase all the prices of the books, and we're gonna add a bunch of accessories to the books. We're gonna add additional content to the titles, and you're gonna have to pay for all of it. That would be capitalism taking over a creativity industry. Books are about creativity. So if you have capitalism, so games are the same thing. Video games are made by software developers. Video games are not some magic AI computer screen movie thing that you see going on. It's not a fucking movie. It's not a movie. It's design, stories, concepts, gameplay, mechanics, testing, debugging. All of that's done by game developers, software programmers. So you got to pay them, and you got to have creativity and design. Not just all this capitalism bullshit. So that about does it for this video. Stay classy, Detroit. And let me know your favorite games. Let me know your favorite era of gaming. Was it 5, 10 years ago? Was it 15, 20 years ago? Was it 30 years ago? Is it now? Is it the future? What consoles you play on and what your favorite games are. And yeah, peace.